I wish I had a Santa hat right now. Ugh.
Hey guys, Lex Style here.
And I'm Bat Tracy.
For Punk Rock Blues.
And it's another day of Christmas. This is day 6.
Today's movie
is one we both loved equally. Santa with Muscles, starring Hulk Hogan. I'm going to run down the cast for you because there's a bunch of people in this. Steve Valentine's in this.
Yeah.
Ed Begley Jr.
Yeah.
He's best known as the one guy from Arrested Development. The dude who plays Hinckley, don't know his name, but he pops up in stuff.
Clint Howard.
Okay.
He looks awful now. We looked him up.
Adam Wiley's in this. Mila Kunis in her film debut. Don Stark, is that his name? Yeah. He plays Bob Pinciotti on That 70s Show. He's in this. Ask me what the story is.
What's the story?
So Hulk Hogan plays Blake Thorne, who is like a health nut and a rich asshole.
He's the richest person in 10 states. Bella, shut up.
He dresses as Santa to escape the cops after
paintball over there. A militia.
After a paintball gun game goes wrong. And
it doesn't even go wrong. They didn't even start the game.
Well, anyway, there's like a police chase, and we're spoiling this movie because who cares? There's like a police chase, and he just is like, when in doubt, get out, and he jumps out, and he has to like hide. He gets into a Santa outfit to hide from the police, but then he takes a nasty bump and gets amnesia, and meets Lenny, an elf, who is played by Don Stark, who's trying to steal all his money. Yeah. So he gets him to believe that he's the real Santa. And then he goes to an orphanage, and Ed Begley Jr. has a group of villains who are named Dr. Flint, and he's a fire guy, Mr. Vile, and he has fart gas, and then Miss Watt, and she has electricity powers.
Is Flint the name?
Yeah. And they all suck. And they're all cartoonish, but he has to fight them to save the orphanage. It's a real save the rec center situation. So it was great, wasn't it?
I think you saying save the rec center when there's literally an orphanage movie.
Well, it's a save the rec center situation, you know, like Ollie G into house.
How is these kids meant to make it out the ghetto now?
Yeah, but what about save the orphanage, like, you know, Blues Brothers?
Or the Three Stooges movie with Will Sasso.
Or whatever they're trying to save in basketball.
Or maybe Sister Act, I haven't seen.
Is that what that's about?
I don't know. So what's our rating? Let me go first, because I know yours, and yours has more impact.
Okay.
So I'm going to give it 3 French hens, because it is a terrible movie. Like, downright. It's real bad. But oh my god, is it so stupid and funny. And this is the kind of movie I love. Terrible, bad, funny movies. So, yeah, 3 French hens.
Yeah, this is the first Donnie Bonaducci for me. This was atrocious. This is just one of the worst things I've ever seen in my life. I literally told Dad on my way to work, I went, one of the worst movies I've ever watched.
So
that was awful.
Funny thing is,
you sat there laughing, talking through the whole thing. I sat there like this. You can see how entertained I am by just going through Instagram on my phone.
I found a list online,
yeah,
and it was like the most hated Christmas movies of all time. This placed 3rd on the list behind Santa Claus Conquers the Martians and the Star Wars Holiday Special.
Yeah. It isn't even a movie.
I thought this was so silly.
So I guess my AGM. She's never seen this, but she, I guess, loves really bad Hulk Hogan movies from the 80s. She said
this is from 96.
I know. She said No Holds Barred was like one of her favorite movies of all time.
I'm older than this.
Then there's a board of like holiday questions that we fill out, and it was best and worst Christmas movies. And my coworker wrote Christmas with the Cranks is the worst. And all of a sudden I hear my GM go, "You don't like Christmas with the Cranks? That's my favorite Christmas movie. I watch it every Thanksgiving. I just watched it." Which is
why Thanksgiving?
Because she was with her family, like she just watched it. So I burst through the door. I'm like, "What?" And we were both like, we just watched it the other day. Me and my coworker, I mentioned this the other day in the video, and I was like, we were like, "No, you are wrong." She's like, "No, it's great." I was like, "I love Tim Allen. This was bad." I was like, "I laughed once."
Bad movie.
That doesn't have to do with this. You can even put all that in. But
back to Santa with muscles.
why? So bad.
What'd you think of Lenny, the character of Don Stark?
Same as I think of every character in this movie. There was no plot line for anyone, and nothing got resolved. It was an hour in, and I didn't know the plot of the movie. All he wanted to do was rob him from an ATM. Why were you going to go with that? You wouldn't even need a pin if it wasn't a stupid fingerprint.
Yeah, how stupid was the ATM where it's like, you need thumbprint, and then he even gets the thumbprint. It's like, that's the right thumb. You need the left thumb.
They never explain why he needs the money. They just say he owes
He's
the debt.
He's just a guy.
He just owes the loan back. And they're freaking out about this loan, but then he also pretends he's going to keep it for himself, and then he does, and it's like, why did no one call the police on the Frost people at all when everyone knew he was bad? Why was there no restraining orders put in place? Like, what the hell? This movie was awful. I will never watch it ever again in my life.
What about the bit where Lenny went to jump off the platform, grab the rope to slide down, and there's a quick harness. There's a quick cut, and he's got a harness on. And he's just like lowering himself. Then there's another cut, and it's him hanging on the rope and like letting go, and be like, "Whew, good thing I got here so quick."
What about the scene right at the start where the guy drives a motorcycle towards the camera and almost crashes into a gate, and they go, "Yeah, we'll leave that in."
How weird was it though seeing Hulk Hogan with hair? Because he lost his hair in like the 70s.
The big thing,
so strange.
The big thing to me was his mustache. Is that it wasn't handlebar.
Like his hair looked like Ric Flair hair in the 90s.
I will say, when he was just had the hair and the normal mustache, that's the best I've ever seen Hulk Hogan look.
Yeah, he did look pretty good, I guess.
All right.
I thought he was pretty funny in this. I don't know. What do you think of the Orphanage kids? Boring, bland. Yeah. Adam Wiley was bad. Every reaction he had,
just reading books about everything.
There was one part where like the one chick was kidnapped, and they walked into the room, and Adam Wiley's like face is like,
yeah,
and terrible. What do you think of Hinckley though? Was he the best part of the movie for you? Remember when his car got exploded by the one cop?
Yeah, and he drives it back. Why does he drive it back?
What's up with the cop having a bazooka? He shot a bazooka at a civilian.
4 of them.
What? And then the part where the cop's holding the bazooka and he's like, no. Yeah. And then they keep passing it back and forth.
Yeah.
Hilarious. Like they don't want to piss off English.
Which one of you turkeys is responsible for this?
What about the bit where Hinckley was like standing outside the driver's side of his cop car practicing pulling someone over?
So the reason I didn't like that part is because he kept coming from the front of the car. Yeah. He should have been at the back door walking up. He kept going around the front, so that was already bad. You know what my favorite character in this movie was? Helen Shue. She did nothing that upset me.
And there was an Ed Leslie cameo because he's friends with Hulk Hogan.
We're done talking about this movie, and I will never talk about it again. I will never watch it again. This was one of the worst movies.
Is there anything else I have to say? Oh, wait. What about when they went underground in the caverns of the church?
Oh, and then Mila Kunis read another fucking book for some reason?
Well, under the church, there's like a catacomb of caverns with like stars and bright lights in the walls and shit. And there's like a hidden like room under there.
Yeah.
What was in the room?
It was all the electromagnetic something. She didn't speak English. Yeah. It was electro something.
There was rapid vibrations that were causing an earthquake.
Yeah. So then the orphanage.
And then there was
So then the orphanage blows up.
It doesn't blow up. No.
No, it just
electricity warbles all the way around to the outside, and it crumbles inside of itself.
I don't think I've ever seen an effect worse in a movie.
Oh, we've seen Highlander.
No.
Remember the electricity in that?
No, this is worse. The reason this is worse is because the entire movie.
10 years after Highlander.
No, because there's.
You expect it to be better?
Because there's an entire movie.
Space Jam was
There's
the same
an entire
year.
real orphanage in this movie until they break it down, where you can see they
clearly
rebuilt a model of like drywall, and there's just someone like poking it with a stick, and then that part crumbles. And and let's come around this way.
What about the fight where Hulk Hogan and Ed Begley Sr. or Jr. or whatever were fighting with crystals?
Yeah.
And then Hulk Hogan falls, and there's a shot of him dropping his crystal down like a hole in the ground, and it's a CGI crystal, and it looks terrible.
Yeah. There's an actual clip art part in this movie. I don't remember what exactly happens, but there is that one scene. It's like someone drives or something. I don't know what happens there.
It looks
but
terrible.
Something clip art just kind of. It's like three. I want to say it's like fireballs or something.
Just like
is it the bazooka?
Yeah, it's the bazooka. It's the missile.
It's an orange fire bazooka clip art that just goes boom really quick and blows up a car.
I mentioned this to you when we were watching it. I really, really want to know what the budget of the movie is.
Yeah.
Because the box office gross, it made $220,000. In a 2-week cinema run.
Yeah.
That's baffling. Have you seen this? What do you think of it? Let us know.
If you haven't, don't watch it.
Maybe you should.
Oh, also, if you forget the name of this movie, they will remind you.
Oh yeah, they say Santa with muscles a lot.
I told my manager that. I was like, it's called Santa with muscles. If you forget what you're watching, they will tell you. It's everywhere.
It's literally a newspaper article at one point.
We're done with this. We're done with this. Like the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, notification bell. All that helps the channel out a lot for us to keep growing, to give you guys more of these every day.
Yeah. I'm Bat Tracy. You can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Stardust at BatTracy01.
I've been Lex Dahl. You can follow me on Instagram at StraightAgeAtheistJerk and on Twitter at ADDahl. Check out my Stardust at LexDahl. I just realized, I was like, why does this video seem so weird? You didn't turn the far light on.
Oh.
Yeah.
Huh. Well, you can follow the channel as a collective on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube at Punk Rock Blues.
And you can pledge to our Patreon at patreon.com/punkrockblues.
Yeah. We got, like we mention this all the time, we got a Patreon podcast coming soon, and we got a Patreon exclusive 25 Days of Christmas episode. We gotta watch that soon. It's only like 20
I also
minutes,
came up with another idea for a podcast.
Huh.
Oh, it would just be at the end of all this. It would be a Patreon exclusive podcast where we rank all the movies that we did.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That's it.
Bye.
Bye-bye.